Hi everyone, Jeannie here. So, today I'm talking about mandates that are still being enforced by businesses, and that personally I'm going to stop all my shopping at any company that still enforces mandates. Now, this is kind of like a bit annoying since a lot of these businesses are very easily accessible, and that's why they've got market share, is because they're easy, they're convenient to get to. You go there, and any time of day or night, you can pick up a few things. But I think it's time. I think it's time that we, the consumers, decide no more. That we tell and send a message to them that we won't support this. We won't support this discrimination. So, one of the big companies that is continuing to support mandates and enforce them is Coles Supermarket. Um, it on its Twitter page has said, as of 4 days ago, in line with the health advice and following a comprehensive risk assessment, Coles requires all team members to be vaccinated at least 2 doses as a condition of work for all of our sites nationally to keep our team members and customers safe. We hope this helps. And this was in response to a question posed about whether Coles was continuing to support mandates. It's my understanding that Woolworths has dropped all mandates, but they did continue for a very long time, and they are continuing to do the whole, going down to zero QR code and all of that sort of stuff. So what I'm saying is, I think we need to turn away, like, from doing business with these people who now, when you go to the supermarket, um, they don't even have a cashier anymore. Like, it's not that you can get a choice and say, well, I won't use the self checkout. I'll just go to a cashier. There's no cashiers around, so these faceless entities that are out there are saying to us, this is the future, and you're going to accept it. So, in order to say no, we don't accept it, we have to kind of go out of our way to find businesses, small grocery stores, RTA businesses, independently owned businesses, wholesalers, even places like Costco aren't enforcing mandates. In fact, and to go out of our way to markets, farmers markets, pay with cash and support these local small businesses. Because if we don't, then the future we have is one where we are digitally controlled. We are told that we as consumers do not count, that our basic needs don't count. Now, when you think about it, how is it that Coles can run supermarkets, a large supermarket, with not a single cashier? I mean, what happens to the old people or the people who need some help, that need a cashier there? Of course, you've got people running around who are also managing all the other people that are self-checking out, but it's really not the same. And it's not like we get paid to check our own items out. So, and as regards, so I was told too by a friend that she says that and this is pretty standard, I guess, that she knew a gentleman that worked for Coles. He returned on an exemption. When the exemption expired, they got rid of him. Now, this is unreal. I mean, the guy's had COVID, he's recovered from it, so there's really no excuse, right? You can look at it, cut this how many different ways you want. But this employee had COVID and recovered. He's as good as whatever you want to call it, immune. And yet, as soon as the exemption expires, this company made the decision to terminate. And this was quite a high level manager who had worked there, you would imagine, for a long time. So another reason why I wouldn't support this business and all the best farmers ones is also because if you look at the World Economic Forum, two people that are attending from West Farmers are Naomi Flutter, Executive General Manager of Corporate Affairs of West Farmers, and Michael Schneider, Managing Director of the Bunnings Group. They are both attending, and so you would assume that the reason why we don't have cashiers and the reason why we are having all this digital ID stuff being rolled out is through these corporations. So if we don't support these corporations, then their ability to enforce and to create this reality that we don't want is greatly diminished. So that's all I'm going to say today. Oh, yes. And also, when you're looking at the West Farmers groups, they actually have a whole heap of other businesses. I'm going to put the link in this post to check them all out. Really find alternatives, because it's really not good enough anymore that we are still so divided here, and that there are companies out there that are saying no and openly discriminating. If this had been any other issue, sex, race, um, you know, your gender ideology, whether you're Aboriginal or not, this would be all over the front page news. It would be like, no, no, you can't do that. You can't discriminate against people. And here we are. It's 2023, and these companies are still discriminating against people because of a medical choice that they've made for their own bodies. They're not respecting the medical choices of their employees and future employees. And we as a country really need to say no to that. We need to move forward and end discrimination. Discrimination in any form was always wrong, and it's even more wrong now, especially with everything that's coming out.